What to spy universe? Sorry. Okay. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now. And as a video ritual, remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. The film that we are going to be discussing today is, what have we been discussing in this video? It's War 2, the second travesty of the Independence Day long weekend this year. And if you thought Coolie was bad, War 2. Who even named this film War 2, by the way? Why was this War 2? Why was it not called Call Me By Your Name, Kabir and Vikram Spy Edition? Did you see the way they were glancing at each other? Amazing, man, amazing. This was the last thing that I expected in the spy universe. I thought the only hyper-erotism was when Hrithik Roshan entered in War 1 out of that helicopter where everyone was mesmerized. But then why was Vikram mesmerized here? This video will contain spoilers, so viewers' discretion is advised. Let's get to the story and screenplay of War 2. Story and screenplay. There is no story, no screenplay if you ask me, but then I'll try to put in some sense to this film. So as you saw in the post-credit scene of Tiger 3, you saw Colonel Luthra getting in touch with Agent Kabir and telling him that the next opponent of his is the most dangerous yet. So much so that you have to enter in darkness yourself to counter that. What is this darkness is what we are told here. It is an organization called Kali, which is, has representatives from all over the world in a terrorist-like organization, which is actually a capitalist kind of an organization who want to rule the world and manipulate the politics of the world. Okay, I buy that argument. But what was the KYC? What was the KYC of Kabir? That he has to kill Colonel Luthra in the first scene. Acha, there's another twist, okay. Kiara Advani's character is introduced out of nowhere in this spy universe. Now, she's told to be the daughter of Colonel Luthra. So, if she was a daughter, she should have had some presence in the spy universe, is what my thinking is, but there's no point in actually discussing the logic. So, okay, let's put this aside. When the actual crime happens with Colonel Luthra, and I'll get to that in a minute as to how logicless this plot point is also, the emotional core of the character was with the character of Kiara Advani. Okay, I think her character's name was Preeti. What was that Kabir Singh? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was Kavya. The character of Kavya is Kavya, right? Yeah. So she's hardly there in the film. I mean, she's just literally in the background. I mean, what is her character even? Like, oh my god, the emotional core that was with the character. It said that, oh, I'm furious with Kabir. He shot my father and this and that. But then enters Junior NTR, another agent who's brought in to counter Kabir. So it's essentially this War 2 is Kabir versus Vikram, or should I say Kabir and Vikram? I don't know, because the way they were looking at each other, I had my doubts. But let's not get carried away. One of the weakest aspects, of the writing here is the logicless screenplay and the characterization. As I said, Kiara Advani hardly has a role. In fact, in one of the flashback sequences, you see that the story goes 15 years behind with her character. And anyone who justifies that, oh, she's still an adult, is a bloody joke. Because she doesn't look a day above 30 in the film. Okay. And if you're taking it 15 years back, she is not an adult. If you say she's 34, I don't buy that argument. Because in 19 years, how are you going to actually how is she in the last year of being the captain? There's no logic to it, yeah. Why am I even wasting time? Anyway, moving ahead. You also shown to be one antagonist, in the Kali organization, which is Gotham, and you see him as this antagonist and all. Bang, he's eliminated in the second scene that he's shown in. अरे 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 क्या मतलब यार. And what do you get now? That let me discuss the template of the spy universe. Okay, it's the same in every damn film. Okay, you have a couple of entries of two conflicting characters, two VFX driven action sequences that are there against a green screen. You have a dance face off randomly between the characters. You establish a twist at the halfway mark. You again have a dance sequence out of nowhere. And then you have a final face off, and bus finished. Spy universe is done, one film is done. There is no vision to the spy universe. It's not as if it's interconnecting, universes between Pathan and Tiger and Kabir and Jim and any other characters that are there. Even Colonel Luthra got an upgrade. Got eliminated for Colonel Call, which is played by Anil Kapoor. And Anil Kapoor is reduced to this agent who suddenly appears in the second. He appears in the first hour, but at a crucial scene he appears in the second hour as well with a machine gun straight out of Animal, like his son did in Animal. Yeah, Ranbir Kapoor. Oh my god. Talk about inspiration. You're getting inspired by another movie who does the same kind of a stunt. Maybe it was true, when Ranbir Kapoor said अगले जन्म में मैं बेटा, मैं पापा और आप बेटे. Adds that, I don't know, it still doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, let's come to the central conflict. Now, what was the central conflict here? If I have to discuss some other, films from the spy universe, they were so much better. Why? Pathan actually had a conflict with the character of Jim, who was already an agent but had suffered a personal loss wherein the agency did not support him, prompting him to go rogue. In War, you had a character from the minority community who is called a traitor, and that was the driving force of the film. But War 2. There is a random flashback. I am not even kidding. There's a random flashback which takes you to the late 90s, in which you are, introduced to the characters of the child characters of Hrithik Roshan, a not so looking Hrithik Roshan who would go on to become Hrithik Roshan Kabir, and a not so looking junior NTR who will go on to become junior NTR at some point. And they are, literally street children who are caught in a crime, put in a remand room. And then the most ridiculous plot point comes in. The Colonel Luthra from, the army or someone, he comes to the remand room to hire a couple of young boys. ऐसे दिन आ गए अभी कि you have to go to remand rooms now. I mean, what is that plot point even? And when one of the characters does not get selected, he takes it, to his heart, and that is the central conflict of vengeance. And so, that is the vengeance plot. Another detail that many people have missed out in the flashback sequence, in the same flashback sequence, there is a poster of Dil To Pagal Hai film, okay, and that has the face of Shah Rukh Khan in it. Shah Rukh Khan is literally Pathan in this world. So was he shooting for Dil To Pagal Hai at that time? It doesn't make sense, man. And all you get is some random VFX driven shots, the introduction shot, in the samurai temple for Hrithik Roshan, so poorly edited. VFX shot of Junior NTR literally coming on a pole sort of a thing as his intro shot. And that they're trying to show that VFX as Japan and Somalia respectively. This is a globe-trotting film, by the way. You go from Japan to Somalia to Spain to some other location to India also. Everywhere you go via the VFX green screen. What is the conflict here anyway, man? There was a point in which, literally, and that's also in the trailer, that there's a motorboat that is there and it drops randomly on an F1 track while the race is on. I mean, so much for Brad Pitt, who's actually getting into that racing car to shoot it. So much for Tom Cruise, who's actually having in cameras, to actually shoot the death defying sequence of Mission Impossible. This is randomly on a green screen in which all the hairs and everything are, set and they don't even fly and all that. Oh my god. And people say you don't troll this film. How can I not? What is there to review in this film? How can I analyze this film when the film doesn't want me to take it seriously? What is going to happen? Shit, yeah, I had such high hopes from this film despite the tacky trailer. I haven't even got it to the worst part yet. What happens at the end? There's an ice cave sequence. VFX wala ice cave, okay? And there's an ice piece of ice that is inserted into the body. In another scene you see a rod that is connecting the two characters. Hyper erotism at its peak, yes. Out of nowhere. And suddenly when Junior NTR is pierced with that ice, he survives. And there was this plot of assassinating a politician moments back, and you see them flipping like in a scene wherein they start a montage of killing people from Kali. By the way, that sequence was really well done, and that should have been the second hour of the film if I had me. But what was the point of keeping that character alive after so much that he did in the film? Why was Colonel Luthra shot in the first place? Why are you even watching this video yet? It makes no bloody sense. As usual, there is a post-credit scene also that connects it to Alpha. But Alpha still doesn't seem to be connected to Ward 2. This is what happens when you start making random films and trying to integrate it in the spy universe or in any universe. There is no method to it. And that is why I am so disappointed with this screenplay, which is not even a screenplay, it's a joke. You're taking your audience for granted. Okay, it cannot be that this writing is so lame, saying that it is a commercial cinema. It is, or you just keep your brains at home and come. No. Why should I not use my brains? If you are not even using logic for flashback sequences, your timelines are not adding up, how do you even expect me to actually be entertained? What should I be entertained by? The VFX? The VFX, the dialogues which didn't lack and didn't have any punch to them. The music which was mid. The only thing that was somewhat good was the background music. Background music was at least trying to keep me engaged. Baki, everything was bad here. Everything was bad. The cinematography, it just felt, oh my god, what was that even? The opening sequence of that wolf walking with a wolf. It literally was, to satisfy your fan groups instead of a global audience, so to say. This is a spy film, for God's sake. You're literally shooting the whole film on a green screen. You had a film like Tiger Zinda Hai or even Ek Tha Tiger, which was actually shot at real locations. Why was that abandoned here? What is the complication? You've spent 400 crores on this. Really, 400 crores, that's a lot of money. And for that, even the VFX was bad. Imagine. The editing pattern was bad. It was so badly edited. The entire sequence, every punch had an edit. Every, action sequence was taken from different POVs except that one that had Junior NTR with a static camera that was moving around. That was it. What the hell are you even thinking? Ayan Mukherjee, oh my god, I so missed Sid Anand in this film, because if you were to argue, none of the other spy universe films, be it War One or Pathan for that matter, both these films in particular, I'll let the Tiger series by, because these two are directed by Sid Anand. The screenplays were not great of those films either, but it was the director's prowess that lifted the drama. What the hell was this film? It further sank the drama. My god, the direction is so bad. Ayan Mukherjee. And I think, to be fair to Ayan, this is not his genre. His genre is slice of life films that he did beautifully with Wake Up Sid, beautifully with Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Not so much with Brahmastra, if you see. Brahmastra was not so well directed, but it still was not a bad film in my opinion. But this is a absolute travesty. It's an abomination, if I have to say. It's absolutely ridiculous performances. None of the performances leave a mark except Junior NTR in my books. The main complaint that people here in Bollywood have when they are hiring actors from the south is that their diction isn't exactly the way the Hindi words are spoken. There's definitely a influence of a South Indian language that is integrated in their dialect, which is nothing wrong, by the way. But Junior NTR doesn't do that. I think his Hindi was wonderful. I think he's the second actor after Dulquer Salman who's mastered Hindi per se. Others, you have to rely somebody like a Shreyas Talpade or some other voiceover artist, Sharat Kelkar for example, to dub the voices of these actors. It was not the case with Junior NTR. Superb performance. Hrithik Roshan, I'm a fan of Hrithik Roshan. We've grown up watching him and dancing to his numbers. I know he can dance and he dances beautifully like a dream here, but this is literally cakewalk for him. And after a very long time, I've seen him sleepwalk through an entire film. It's almost like surrendering to the fate. Sleepwalking through a film. Kiara Advani is hardly there. Anil Kapoor is hardly there. There's another character, politician character, hardly there. What was that even twist with that character? There was no build up, no nothing. Is this even a film? Is this even a joke? It's not even a joke. It's not even funny anymore. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, every time you see a small recovery from Bollywood, there are piles of nonsense that are followed up. All those films like Son of Sardar 2 or this film, absolutely ridiculous films that will actually not. They're not even average films. They are poor films. Poor, absolutely poor films. And they actually had planned this as a face-off between Kabir and Vikram. Oh my. Breathe. You undid everything with that ending, by the way, Everything that you did with that ending, it made me question an action as a repercussion to the film that had already, unfolded until that point. Why, for example, why was Colonel Luthra shot? He could have also been faked. One, random plot twist is okay in this film also. If full film is random, so this should also be random. Say that I shot him with fake bullets, he's not dead yet. Arey, what will happen? कुछ भी यार, कुछ भी बना दोगे मतलब. Oh man, why am I even trolling this film? But I mean, it doesn't give me any pleasure in trolling this film, but it is what it is. War 2 is absolutely an abomination, absolutely a travesty. Oh man, this full weekend has been sort of all mediocre stuff that I've been watching. It's only so much that my brain cells can take, and War 2 is just the epitome of that. Period. I did not like the film at all. If you've liked the film, let me know in the comment section, and I'm open to a perspective. Okay, it's perfectly fine, if you give me a perspective. All opinions are welcome. Even if you don't like it, chime in the comment section. If you're liking this video, remember to press that like button, or alternately dislike. It depends on you. You can share this video with your friends and family, ask them to subscribe to the channel. Oh man, I'm still not over that trauma. I watched it on Thursday. I'm not over that trauma, oh my god. My detailed review of War 2 is present on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below. You can also follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, and Nokio. You know the drill. My captions are on social media. My detailed reviews are on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S. Remember, you can visit that as well. I'll see you soon with another video, hopefully. But this weekend was, oh my god, first Coolie and then War 2. Coolie looks like a masterpiece in front of this film, yaar. Why do you do this, Bollywood? Please improve. Please improve. I've literally grown on you. Please don't make this a nightmare for me. Please don't do this. I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.